We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Pridelines annual gala returns on August 17th at the Coral Gables Golf and Country Club. The theme, Queerferno, a disco masquerade, promises a night of glitz and glamour.
We're Here returns with the new co-host from RuPaul's Drag Race addressing LGBTQ plus challenges amid the hateful political climate.
FDA considers lifting a ban on sperm donations from gay men. Considering the shortage faced by sperm banks in the country, the FDA's new approach will be helpful.
Renowned LGBTQ plus figures like Elton John and Miley Cyrus are among the world's wealthiest individuals, and we love it.
Get ready for an enchanting trip to Disney World this June with the return of the Bear Jamboree at Gay Disney and one magical weekend.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily evening television news, broadcasting live and then available on demand. Available on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It's time to queer up the news for Wednesday, April 10th, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ plus evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ plus news, you will see it and hear it. Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ plus community.
Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our queer culture, the Black community, Latino, lesbians and queer women, trans, students, youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ plus experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ plus and broader community.
That's right, Trini. Let's meet tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's begin with Bonnie Builder. She's the premier South Florida bodybuilding drag queen and the current reigning Mixed Marys. A recent graduate of FIU, Bonnie Builder is a trainer and comes to life with a microphone and a spotlight. Bonnie, you look beautiful today, Mama.
I know.
Okay. I love South Beach and the Hotel Gathering. I understand that you're part of the hosting gig of Trivia Night Wednesdays. Tell me what's happening.
Yes, so starting tonight and continuing on to next, look at me, and continuing on to next Wednesday, I am hosting Trivia Night at the Gathering. I worked with them last year and I am obsessed with the venue. If you enjoy good wet drinks, a nice comfortable environment, and a nice bathhouse experience in the back, you should come check out Trivia Night. You can win a bunch of fun prizes and you get to look at me for a couple of hours. And isn't that the true prize?
That's true. Next up, let's welcome Dino Mosquera. He joined the Miami Gay and Lesbian Film Festival in the late 90s and now serves on the Outshine Film Festival's board of directors. Dino, Outshine Film Festival is getting ready to launch, baby, on April 18th with the opening night film Turtles and then, of course, the after party. Tell me what's happening.
So the festival is back in Miami. We are back again for our 41st edition here of the Outshine Film Festival, starting next Thursday, the 18th, at the Silver Spot in downtown Miami. And then following the movie, as you said, is Turtles, Belgian film. It's not all in French. It's French-English, but it's a wonderful comedy. It's a great, great, great film. And then after that, we're going to have a party at the W Hotel in Brickell, and there is a way to get to the hotel. If you're 25 miles from the venue, you can take Uber, and we're gonna allow people to take Uber. There is a code. You get a code when you book a ticket. So come on over and join us.
How fantastic is that? You don't have to drive yourself. You get a free Uber to go see hot boys in swim shorts in turtles.
Yeah.
Big
You're
fan.
there already. I'll see you there for sure. Next up, let's welcome TriniDaddy. This artistic talent is a violinist and pianist with the Miami City Ballet and is the program director for the Seminole Theater Players in Homestead. Trini, you're a musician for the Miami City Ballet, and they're going to present world-famous Swan Lake at the Arts Center in Miami, Broward Center, and Kravis in Palm Beach, April 18th to May 12th. Tell me what's happening.
So you don't have an excuse. We are in 3 counties. It's Alexei Ratmansky's choreography. It's kind of a newer choreographic version of Swan Lake. It's beautiful. There are so many entertainment hotspots in the Tri-County area vying for your attention. The bar scene, the bathhouse scene, and by the way, Bonnie never says no, so hit her up. If you want to do something a little bit different, to see the arts and the athleticism of these incredible dancers and the musicianship and just kind of elevate yourself maybe on a little slightly higher plane, I highly encourage you to do it. And take your kids. It's a beautiful experience.
It looks beautiful.
Speaking of beautiful, this is tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. He is a legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of the FayWhat show on Mondays. Faye, you have been very involved in the Miami edition of the Outshine Film Festival. The Women's Spotlight Film and After Party is coming April 27th. Tell me, what's happening?
You know, I'm definitely more involved this year with the Miami version of the Outshine Film Festival because I adore Dino Mosquera, and he tells me to do something, I do it. Anybody else, I'd be like, nope. But I just love what Outshine represents and what it does. So the Miami edition of the Outshine Film Festival is April 18th through the 28th. And the Women's Spotlight Film and After Party is April 27th with the movie Backspot. Okay? It's such a good movie about an athlete going through anxiety and the fears that come with it when you just want to please your coach, okay? You want to please yourself and maybe you want to please your girlfriend. So the coach is played by the amazing Evan Rachel Wood, and it's all happening Saturday, April 27th, 7:15 p.m., Regal Cinemas, South Beach. Then the women's after party with free drinks and snacks in the lobby bar at the Axel Hotel, South Beach. So get your tickets at outshinefilm.com. I'll see you there. So we are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points of the queer news for today. First this evening, let's begin by queering up South Florida and Florida. Pridelines Gala Queerferno, a disco masquerade announced for August 17th. Mark your calendars, baby, because the annual Masquerade Gala is back. On August 17th at the Coral Gables Golf and Country Club, Pridelines will host their highly anticipated event celebrating 42 years of service. This year's theme is Queerferno, a disco masquerade, promising attendees a night filled with glitz, glamour, and the vibrant spirit of the LGBTQ plus community. Returning to the Coral Gables Country Club, guests can expect an unforgettable evening featuring a silent auction, cocktail reception, 3-course sit-down dinner, open bars, and live entertainment. Pridelines will also take the opportunity to honor over 4 decades of unwavering support for South Florida's LGBTQ plus youth and community. As proud beneficiaries of the Florida AIDS Walk, every purchase made at the gala contributes to vital LGBTQ plus services. The event's honorary committee includes esteemed individuals such as Dr. Marilyn Volker, David Jobin, Steve Atkins, Orlando Gonzalez, Lisa Espinosa, Lisa Mercado, Alan Belmorias, Victor Diaz-Herman, and Hotspots Happening Out personalities Al Ferguson and myself, FayWhat. You can also be part of this esteemed committee and contribute to its success. For more information on tickets, sponsorship, committee participation, and more, visit PridelinesMasquerade.com. Get ready for an evening of celebration, empowerment, and support for the community. And I'm just so excited that this gala's coming back, and I'm all about a masquerade party, right? Bonnie can attest to that. So, and then you put in front of it Queerferno, like I'm thinking disco, I'm thinking big hair, I'm thinking but like elevated gala, like I am all for this. And at the country club, FayWhat at a country club? Girl.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Do you know, right? Who would have thought? And we all know Edward Summers, who is the ED of Pridelines, his sexy ass brown self. He's so freaking hot.
He's hot.
I could just look at him. He could just be one.
Oh, just look, child.
Well, I'm a lesbian, so there's that. But I don't mind looking at him. Like, part of the entertainment could just be putting him on stage for a couple minutes, and just admiring the physique that he worked so hard for. Anyway, but it all goes to a good cause. Pridelines is incredible. They just opened up their new place in Alapata that I went to the grand opening, and it's so beautiful what they're doing for our community, especially the youth. They have walk-bys. People walk by and ask for help, and they do it. They deliver. This is what they do. They Uber people to their doctor's appointments. They help people get gender-affirming care. They help kids with from school stuff to health stuff to just mental, well-being. They do so much for the community, and they deserve everything and anything that you can have in your pocket to give to them. So, join us all for the Gala, because it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's right. And I love the theme, a masquerade, because Trini has a reason to cover up his face. So next, let's queer up drag culture. Sasha, Jaida, Priyanka, and Latrice stand against LGBTQ plus hate.
Go ahead.
In We're Here, new trailer, I Will. HBO's We're Here returns with a timely message for viewers. Season 4 introduces new co-hosts, including Sasha, Velour, Priyanka, Jaida Essence Hall, and Latrice Royale from RuPaul's Drag Race. As the series ventures into Murfreesboro, Tulsa, and neighboring towns, it continues to use drag to spread love and positivity. However, amidst a challenging political climate for the LGBTQ plus community, the new season also addresses anti-LGBTQ plus legislation. The queens will confront the impact of these laws on the community, shedding light on the challenges faced by drag artists and trans individuals. The trailer shows Jaida saying, quote, "Right now in the world, people who are different are being extremely targeted." And Latrice goes on to say, "Our survival is at risk. We have to stand up." Other queens talk about the importance of voicing community rights too. The initial 3 seasons of We're Here showcase Bob the Drag Queen, Shangela, and Eureka as the primary co-hosts. Season 3 secured an Emmy Award for Outstanding Costumes, acknowledging the talent of costume designers Diego Montoya, Marco Morante, and Joshua Domino Schwartz, alongside assistant costume designers Blake Danford, Sharon Malka, and Ricky Reynoso. Excitement abounds for the upcoming season featuring Jaida, Latrice, Priyanka, and Sasha, as they promise to offer fresh perspectives to this acclaimed platform.
Right now in the world, people who are different are being extremely targeted.
Our survival is at risk. We have to stand up.
Because of the drag ban, we have a bigger community to empower. We're just getting started.
Bringing in more voices is essential. The We're Here family just keeps growing.
Hello, the drag queens are here!
We are in Oklahoma and Tennessee.
Because they try to cancel Pride, it's important that we make drag a spectacle. We're not hiding, we're not going anywhere.
Honey, you can't kill drag.
Got an interesting call, concerned that you might get arrested if we do this.
You don't wanna dance with me.
4 seasons later, it's actually harder to be out and proud.
People in the LGBTQ religion, they want us to accept
It's definitely not a religion. It's still a religious cult. I had someone shoot a bullet through my house for being a gay drag queen running for office.
If you are constantly by yourself, there's no way for you to come past this. It's important that we connect her with someone so that she can find community.
I am transitioning with hormones. I dream of being able to roll out of bed, look in the mirror and think, "You're a beautiful, Jess."
I just want people to see that there are people who are out in the world like this and they're not alone.
We're people with rich stories. Drag queens are at the forefront of this fight.
Violence is never the answer, but drag just might be.
If people see you living your most authentic life, people feel like they can do the same thing.
That's your dad? I was like, that's my dad!
To inspire one person to live out and proud is worth it.
When I say we're, you say here. We're here. We're here.
And we're not going anywhere.
Latrice will always have that fan in her hand. I got the shivers watching this commercial because it reminds me of how just recently my mom saw me perform in drag for the first time. And when you have people in your family unit who you didn't think were going to be that supportive or you were afraid to come out to, not only just like acknowledging you, but rooting you and supporting you. A lot of those stories are represented in the show We're Here. We're also very proud of our local hero, Latrice motherfucking Royale, being on the program.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the fact that Latrice can fight. So like, I know she can go into these towns and like really shake shit up and not be afraid, because ain't nobody gonna go to toe to toe with her, because this Latrice motherfucking Royale.
Well, you know, here's the thing. We were saying that we've been watching it for the last 3 years, right? And for the last 3 years, so let's explain to Trini, who has never seen the show. So these drag queens go into these little towns that are usually,
America.
They don't have an LGBTQ plus center. They don't have Wilton. They don't have any of that, right? And they go in there and they help 3 or 4 people maybe struggling through their LGBTQ plus journey, and they get them on stage to do drag. They're not, you know, they're not all drag queens, but it just helps them get more in tune with themselves and their LGBTQ plus community. And they get a lot of backlash. They get death threats. They get all kinds of stuff. You know, they have been fighting to come to these cities for 3 years, where people have said, no, we don't want them to film in our city. You know, very backwards places, you know.
They were protesting,
you know, a lot of places down south, they had to do 3 episodes in Florida because there was just so much going on in Florida during that time.
The town I grew up in.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. You know, and so that's what they do. Now, I'm kind of torn because, again, I love the show, but I love the original girls. I love the original queens. Shangela, Eureka, and Bob the drag queen. Like, you can't get better than that. That is the cream of the crop. Now, Bob the drag queen is touring with Madonna, right? Eureka can't stay sober. And Shangela has unfortunate sexual accusations against her, you know? So these 3 girls could not be working right now. People were like, I can't believe they replaced them. It wasn't that they were replaced. It was that they were going through these things and they had to keep the show going. So who are they going to put in their place?
I think they're trying to mix it up. They're trying to spread the love around to other drag queens. And I'm actually happy that not only that they're bringing back, bringing Latrice Royale, which we love, and she's a South Florida girl, but they're giving an opportunity also to people like Priyanka. Priyanka not only is of Indian background, she's Canadian. She's not an American. So now they're trying to bring other famous, and she won Canada Drag Race. Yeah. So she is a very well-known queen, very good queen, and now she's going to be exposed to American audiences, and that's important. I mean, we
and Jaida too.
And Jaida and Sasha Velour, which is the one that, I mean, Sasha is a very brainy queen. She's very deep, and I don't know the level of comedy like Shangela or Bob the Drag Queen or Eureka, but Sasha Velour is, I met her on a cruise, on a gay cruise, and she's
fantastic. Why do you say it like that? Like it's against the law? The gay cruise.
No, I met. She was performing on the Atlantis gay cruise, and she's fantastic. She's really good. Let's see how she does when he's dealing with this, because they deal with deep issues of homophobia and racism and many different things. They're not only making drag queens of gay people, but also straight people, parents of gay children. Right? They deal with different things in these little tiny towns, America, and the South and Arizona. I remember once Texas too. So
from what I've seen, like on a lot of these makeover shows, that when you put somebody in drag, a straight person in drag, like they have so much fun with it. Everybody just relaxes and they're like, you know what? It's not that bad, you know? So I am calling now for a Queer News Tonight that we do an all drag show. All of us dudes that are in there, and even Faye will look even more.
What do you think this is? I'm always in drag.
We'll look even more like a man. So I think
drag king.
We should do this.
A drag king. You should do it.
Producer production, that's what we're doing next.
Says Trini, who's wearing my lip color tonight.
Bitch stole my look.
Right.
Looks better on me.
Good luck to We're Here. You have big shoes to fill. You have a big padding to fill. All right. And you know, I could talk all that crap about the other girls. I'm in it for Latrice. I think she's going to be carrying a lot of the load. Just my own personal opinion. And am I not going to watch? I'm going to be watching the whole entire thing, and you should be too.
Next, let's queer up health. FDA announces plans to lift ban on gay sperm donors. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that the Food and Drug Administration is considering lifting its ban on sperm donations from men who have sex with men. The FDA may also lift restrictions on donations of other tissues and organs from gay and bisexual men. While the FDA has not confirmed the report, a spokesperson acknowledged ongoing reviews of donors' screening and testing protocols. The agency might release a draft of the new policy for public comment by the summer, with a final rule expected by late 2024 or early 2025. In 2005, the FDA expanded its ban on blood donations from gay and bisexual men to include sperm donations, citing concerns about HIV transmission. These policies were based on outdated assumptions about HIV prevalence among gay men, irrespective of individual risk factors. Last year, the FDA lifted the ban on blood donations from men who have sex with men, implementing gender-neutral screening based on individual behaviors. The FDA's evolving approach reflects a shift towards evidence-based policies and inclusivity in blood and tissue donation protocols. Sperm banks nationwide face shortages, particularly of donors from diverse backgrounds. Allowing donations from gay and bisexual men could alleviate this scarcity. Alice Ruby, executive director of the Sperm Bank of California in Berkeley, told The Blade that they reject gay and bisexual donors every week, amounting to approximately 400 men annually. This tells you how, misconception, prejudice dictates healthcare policy and public healthcare policy. And, when you think about how the pandemic has changed, and yes, in the beginning of the AIDS pandemic, the HIV pandemic, we were like the group in the society that, had most cases of HIV cases. But that has changed.
That's not the case
changed.
Anymore.
It's not, and it hasn't been
number
for a
one are
long
black
time.
women.
Right, heterosexual black women.
Yeah. Black and brown women.
And minority and unfortunately heterosexual. Yep. I mean, but again, things have not changed for years, and they keep turning people down just because a perceived.
Estupidez, because of misinformation,
pendejadas.
Because of idiocracy,
right.
Just idiots. We've got a blood shortage, right? How about if it was your child or your mother that needed a specific blood, right? O positive, isn't that the one that everybody can get, right? Or something like that. And you're gonna say no to that blood because the person is gay. It's ridiculous that we deal with caveman bullshit. That you're gonna ask for a gender when it comes to your blood. Come on. And for sperm donors, I mean, if there's a sperm shortage, which I'm surprised with. As many gay men as I know, there wouldn't be a sperm shortage if you allowed them to be giving their sperm.
That's my fault.
Okay? And I mean, the kids would be better. Come on, you're going to have sperm, you're going to have gay sperm making amazing, fabulous kids.
I don't know if people would. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, I don't know.
Misinformation. You're saying people are going to say, "Oh, that's going to make my kid gay."
It's going to make my kid gay, right? So
am I going to be someone saying?
They should be so lucky.
Right?
Yeah. So this was like a really big deal for me when I was realizing that I was gay. As I was one of those gallon blood donors. I used to go all the time, and I just felt it was my duty. And I'm very much against all the gun culture and all that kind of stuff, right? So whenever a massacre was happening and one of these shootings, I was the first one to line up to give my blood. And I will be the first person to say, if the science had confirmed that there is a high risk of HIV transmission, I would say make that the public policy. It's not about us wanting to give, it's about the people who need the blood, right? That's the number one thing. But our testing has gotten so much better. And I remember when I was a young gay kid and I wasn't having sex. And I'm like, this slut over here, she can give all the blood she wants, but there's no way, my blood is definitely pure, less likely to transmit anything.
Did you have to lie? Because that was my point.
So I lied. I lied all the time because I said, you know what? I know the greater good is for me to lie and to make sure that these blood banks, I do my part to it. With the sperm donation, I didn't even realize that had gone on in 2005. And that's also another big deal to me because I have gone back and forth so many times about donating sperm.
You're such a talented musician. You would love to give, somebody would want your sperm.
Well, the thing is it never worked out for me in a relationship. I'm much older than I look. But for me, that ship I think that has sailed. But I would love for somebody else to be able to give that to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know,
And think of kidneys.
Huh?
Think of kidney. Organ donors. You know how many people are dying that need our, organs, and they just gonna refuse them because we're gay.
And we can test it. We can test it multiple times.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
and
come
you
on.
can test the blood.
Right, right. You will never infuse blood on somebody if you don't test it for HIV and every other disease.
Everything gets checked, okay?
Right.
And, on that screening form, right? I remember it just like when Trini was going through it. I remember that the form said, have you slept with men who have slept with men, right? And I'm part of this community. Hello, I dated bisexual boys all the time and it wasn't a big deal to me, And for that, they wouldn't let me give blood once. So I stopped writing that because of it.
When they ask me, and there's always a unit that's stopped in the corner of my house, like they go weekly, and I always go by them. I feel bad for them because they come and ask me, and they offer like tickets to the movies and whatnot. I said no. And I said no, and I tell them why I'm telling them no, because I'm not gonna lie, because I'm a gay man, and the government refused to take my blood because I'm a gay man. That's what I tell them every week, and then they say, but you don't have to say no. You're missing the point. I am a gay man, and the government doesn't allow me to give my blood. Therefore, I'm not gonna give you blood. Sorry. I mean, I know you need to fill a quota, but I'm not gonna give you my blood.
So let me add a fun fact. I used to work at. Are y'all familiar with CSL Plasma?
Yes, of course. I used one in my house.
I used to give it.
I used to work there a couple years ago. And the fact that I would come into work and just so openly share my experience with my then boyfriend, now husband, then boyfriend, just talk casually about like what we did the weekend. Everybody knew I had a boyfriend, yada, yada, yada. Everybody I worked with was allowed to donate plasma for extra money, except for me.
Really?
I was like, y'all gonna look me in my face.
Work with me.
Like couldn't budge or nothing. Be like, Chaz, we love you, whoever Chaz is. We love you, Bonnie. But like, you still can't donate. You can't be like the rest of us. I'm like, are you? And the fact that I was at the screening portion at CSL Plasma, so I had to test everybody. And if I knew a little limp wrist was walking in, I kept my mouth shut. I made sure that little homo got paid that day, because what you do is none of my business. As long as your schematics were clear with me, I didn't fudge your results. Your results had to be good. But if I knew you were if I saw you at the banner the night before, I mind my business.
That is just so crazy that we have to go through that. My wife is O positive, right? She has that blood that everybody can get, right? And she feels like Dino does. She goes, screw you. You guys won't take my brother's blood, then I'm not giving you mine. Yeah, and who loses? People who really need that blood. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why I would like to do that, but
but they have to screen my blood anyway. Like they screen your blood. Either you say the truth, you tell the truth or not. They have to screen the blood.
Yeah, exactly.
The point is so ridiculous. It's based on prejudice, and I just don't accept that.
On a lighter note, Trini's blood type, I have cheerleader blood.
A.
The fuck does that mean?
No.
Be positive.
Shut the fuck.
Next, let's queer up the world's view.
I will throw up.
Here are the world's richest LGBTQ plus best transition ever people. The list is going to surprise you. Some of the world's wealthiest individuals are members of the LGBTQ plus community, including Elton John, Giorgio Armani, and Miley Cyrus. The renowned pop icon Elton John boasts a net worth of $550 million. The openly gay musician, pianist, and composer has candidly discussed his struggle with sexuality, as well as the challenges he and his husband David Furnish encountered while adopting children. Another rich queer icon is Miley Cyrus. Recognized for her musical talent, she holds an estimated net worth of $160 million. Cyrus came out as bisexual in 2015. Fashion legend Giorgio Armani is one of the wealthiest LGBTQ plus celebrities with a reported net worth of $11.9 billion. David Geffen, co-founder of DreamWorks and the Apple investor, has a net worth of $8 billion. He publicly came out as gay in 1992, and groundbreaking move for a top business executive. John Stryker, president of the Arcus Foundation, a leading LGBTQ plus philanthropist, possesses an impressive net worth of $5.4 billion. Jennifer Pritzker, the world's sole openly transgender billionaire, holds an estimated net worth of $2.2 billion. Pritzker is a former U.S. Army lieutenant colonel and scion of the Pritzker family who founded the Hyatt Hotel Group. In 2021, she expressed consideration of relocating her wealth from Tennessee due to anti-LGBTQ plus legislation. Wonderful. The more money our LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters have, the more we can help change this world. I just hope that these people who have so much cash to spare will help our political climate and help fund some of the candidates to overturn what goes on in the country. If you just keep your money in your pocket and you go on your private trips and you do a little fundraiser here and there, I would encourage you. I would just say it's not enough. I think with the platform that you have and the money that you have, you really need to be injecting yourself into politics and really helping whatever country and whatever cause that you can to get involved with. So that's my thing. I'm so happy for all of you, but you know, when you have a lot of means, you have a lot of responsibility. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
He's right. No, but he's absolutely right. Think about it. You know, the billionaires, and that was a B, went right to some of the people that Trini said, a billionaire. When you've got that much money, you ain't paying taxes. You know all the loopholes, right? So you keep getting richer and richer while the rest of us, tax day's coming up, by the way, got to deal with that. I got to get better friends.
Yeah, but
I got to get more people with better money, I mean, that's money.
Yeah, but help your community. Like you're saying, there are people like Peter Thiel.
Okay.
Those, I mean, the with that kind of money and, basically self-hate.
Yeah.
Destroying your own community just because you think that, tax cuts are more important to you, it's just, the responsibility. I mean, don't get me started with, the low-carbon Republican and all that stuff, but, but people with that kind of wealth is
it takes just a couple million to flip a race. Yeah. And it's like, if you got billions of dollars, you could make a huge impact.
And again, and you could write it off.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to say that this story is wonderful, but it's none of my business.
Exactly.
It's solely none of my fucking business. Like, what you doing with that money for me? Like,
listen, unless they're injecting any of that into bodybuilders, you
know. Tip me at a gig. Like, happy for you. What the fuck that got to do with me? I'm so sorry, but like, what? What are you talking about?
John Stryker can get it. So give me a call.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Wow. Congratulations, folks. Next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Here are the pictures on why we love OMW and Disney's Bear Jamboree, May 31st through June 2nd. Attention Disney lovers, get ready for an even more magical trip to Disney World this June for the iconic Red Shirt Saturday at the Magic Kingdom. Last year's inaugural Bear Jamboree at Gay Disney was a roaring success with their bears and their admirers flocking to Orlando for a sold-out 3-day weekend. And guess what? It's happening again! May 31st through June 2nd, presented by Orlando Bear Pride in partnership with OMW Weekend. Bear Jamboree will feature 3 daytime pool parties, 2 nighttime pool parties, Bear Lagoon at Riptide with DJ D Stu, Red Volume number 7, Buccaneer at House of Blues, Pride Ball at Sheraton Lake Buena Vista Hotel, and a whole lot more. You can have all the info on this event and tickets for the Bear Jamboree at the Bear Jamboree website. This is the same weekend as one of the world's largest LGBTQ plus travel events, One Magical Weekend, aka OMW. Bear Jamboree and OMW hotels are just blocks apart to expand the party to tens of thousands. OMW has an exhilarating lineup of 13 DJs and 10 sensational parties from May 30th to June 4th at Walt Disney World's resorts. OMW is one of the world's largest LGBTQ plus events, and one of the reasons is because the activities go nearly 24 hours a day. Take a look at some of the photos of last year's exciting Bear Jamboree, and you will know not to miss this year's parties at any cost. These parties are so much fun, okay? Like, you guys have heard me say from the same table that I always stay at the Bear Hotel because it's the most fun, right? Well, Bear Jamboree is just right up there. Like, they know how to party. It's super all-inclusive. They allow anybody to come and party with them, right? And, so it's open to bears and bear admirers. And if you don't have any bears in your life or bear friends, you're missing out, all right? because they know how to party. And again, 24 hours a day, you can be partying. Now, so what I usually do is like I have dinner, I go to the first party, I take a nap, and then I wake up for after hours, right? That's what you should do too. But it sells out, okay? And any party at the water park is fun. The pool parties are fun. The circuit parties are fun. It's all a blast. Grab your friends, get your tickets, and go because they do sell out every year.
And now you have Prideline, so you can come.
Oh,
you can come
yes.
if you don't want to drive.
Yes, yes. And a lot of these hotels have shuttles. You know, Ubers are very low cost because everything is all in the same vicinity. You know, you can go to Magic Kingdom for Red Shirt Day. That's when everybody wears their red shirts, right? And it's like so heartwarming because you just see a sea of red shirts and you know that you're part of the same community together without even saying a word to each other, you know?
I've never gone, but I am considering to go to the Typhoon Lagoon one on Friday. I can only go like maybe Friday and Saturday because like Sunday I'd have to leave because I got called for jury duty on Monday, so I have to show up for that.
Wow.
But like a water park is like my favorite thing, like in the whole world, and a nighttime water park with a whole bunch of gay dudes.
And music.
No, and it's a great party.
Yeah, so like I'm super excited. I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure that I'm gonna go. I looked at the other pool parties and like I saw the pictures when it just looks like a bear stew. Just like a whole bunch of people, and when that water was cloudy, I was like, I don't know about that. But Typhoon Lagoon, like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go. And you said you're gonna go too, Faye.
Oh, for sure I'm gonna go.
So Faye and I, we're gonna be reporting Queer News Tonight from Typhoon Lagoon.
Well, I will be at the Bear Jamboree, and then I will go to Typhoon Lagoon. That's what I mean, because you have to like spread yourself out like equally though, Trini. And you got to make sure like to take your vitamins and have your energy drinks ready. Because,
Doxy Pep is what you mean. Doxy Pep prep. Yes.
Not you, but the rest
Right.
of us, right?
I'll hand it out. I'll have my wife hand it out to
And
everybody.
a slingshot.
But no, I mean, I love that Typhoon Lagoon party is lit. Now, I am happy to see that because I've been going for years. I've gone in the past. But
are you going to?
I like to. I haven't made plans, but I like that it's changing because it's always been, and I mean, don't shoot me, but it's always been the classical South Beach, West Hollywood, P-Town, cute boys, perfect boys, twinks, muscle twinks in the past.
Yeah.
So now it's changing. Now you see that the Bears are coming and making their party. I think it's wonderful that now part of the celebration too.
Yeah, they'll let anybody go.
And I wasn't going to say it like that, but Bonnie's right. It really is come as you are. Like if you feel like, if you want to wear the flashiest outfit, you can wear it. If you want to wear nothing and just like a little Speedo, you can wear it.
You're welcome
it's just so much fun. And for a couple of days, you just are free. It's kind of like one of those cruises that you always go to, It's just all, it is. With the handkerchiefs on the doors and everything, all right? It gets lit and a whole lot of fun. So get your tickets at OrlandoBearPride.com.
And next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out Television Studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
We finish tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up politics. Whoopi cracks unintentional joke. Lindsay is on his knees for the Donald. Whoopi Goldberg is not shy about her feelings towards South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, and who can blame her? On The View, she sounded off about the senators flip-flopping with Trump, especially on abortion. Despite endorsing Trump, Graham disagreed with him, asserting abortion isn't solely a state issue. Trump responded, blaming himself for Graham's success and criticizing his political career. Whoopi, addressing Graham's about face, nearly let slip a cheeky remark about Graham's relationship with Trump on his knees before gracefully stopping and sidestepping it. Take a look.
I mean, but I was a little surprised that Lindsey Graham, who has been on his knees for at the temple
at
of
the
this
shrine
man,
of Trump,
and did not start out that way.
Yeah.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up gay culture. John Cena's beautiful story on defending his gay brother when they were kids. John Cena has consistently shown support for LGBTQ plus causes, especially regarding his gay brother, Steve Cena. The 6'2", 250-pound former wrestler turned actor openly discusses his brother's journey, highlighting the importance of acceptance. In a recent interview on Armchair Expert, John reflected on their upbringing and Steve's experiences navigating homophobia in the 1980s in a small town in Massachusetts. Cena also discussed the dynamic with his older brother, Steve. Despite being younger, Cena felt protective of Steve. They shared a close bond growing up, and Cena assumed the role of defending his brother.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up politics. Fabian Basabe writes open letter, Dear LGBTQ community, and directly calls out us, Queer News Tonight. GOP State Representative Fabian Basabe has written an open letter on his Facebook page directed at the LGBTQ plus community and Queer News Tonight. The letter claims that despite his legislative efforts in support of the LGBTQ plus community, like removing the prohibition of discussion from the infamous Don't Say Gay bill and making HIV prevention medication more accessible to those in need, the Pride Board banned his participation. He has threatened to file a federal lawsuit on the grounds Pride is funded by government funds. He said he seeks an open dialogue on a public forum with stakeholders to clear the air and tackle the untruths about his hard work. He also wants former Queer News Tonight anchor Al Ferguson to moderate the forum and air his unpublished interview from last year, which he believes will clear up the confusion.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up the USA view. Elon Musk shocks the world on what his pronouns really are. Elon Musk is back on Twitter to attack the LGBTQ plus community, and this time it is in the form of a response to a video link shared by Richest, who is the founder of anti-queer account Libs of TikTok. Richest had recently shared a link to a video created by PragerU, an organization set up by conservative talk show hosts Dennis Prager and Alan Estrin. PragerU is notorious for promoting traditional gender roles among the young population. This particular video criticized Dr. Anthony Fauci's COVID-19 response and his recommendation of wearing masks. Musk's resonance to the video is, quote, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci. Richest applauded his reply.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up entertainment. RuPaul talks to his younger self in touching emotional message. During a press tour promoting his memoir, RuPaul shared advice with the audience that he wished he could give his younger self. He was at the Royal Festival Hall in London, recalling his childhood in the sleepy town of San Diego and his aspirations of becoming someone like Andy Warhol and David Bowie and Liza Minnelli. He now has only one advice. Honey, it's going to get real good. Just hold tight. The memoir, named The House of Hidden Meanings, talks about his career and life before he became famous. The memoir was published last month.
That is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Are you, like most of America, part of our very large television audience watching this live LGBTQ plus news broadcast on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV?
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these type of LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, FayWhat, and on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the incredible anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Bonnie Builder, Dino Mosquera, and TriniDaddy. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. and to our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you good night.